I'll fix it. Okay. I've used the mic stand before.
Well, I know you have. I just, I'm just trying to be accommodating, you know. I don't know if you wanted me to do it for you. Well, thank you. Thank you, my good man. Shoo.
What does this train mean?
That'll cut down on the noise a little bit from
For sure.
touching it.
Yeah.
Touching it.
I always like the nice little squeal of the twisting the knob. I always like that. It makes me feel giddy. I don't know why, but
I just sample my whole library of me tweaking it and just sampling that.
Oh yeah,
it comes in handy.
Guys, welcome back to another episode of Art of the Jam. I am going to actually start. I'm actually going to stop saying the number of the episode on the because the past like 3 episodes I've literally had to crudely re-record over it because I think it's funny. So it's literally like we are here on episode 113. And you know what I mean? And it's kind of funny.
Like
but,
automated almost?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's my voice, but it's just like, it's kind of funny.
Overdub.
But, yeah, it's just a cheesy, crude overdub.
But it's good to keep those numbers in there so that you know how many you've done and where you're at, because I do that too.
Yeah. Well, then now I feel like I have to say it because we're on episode 114, and we're here with the
114.
With Baub Eis. Hello, Baub Eis.
Howdy.
Before we get into it, I do have to say my normal here. And you can curse as much as you want. I don't know how the Homegrown show works.
Yeah, you can't. Well, you can't say.
Oh.
Other than that, it's pretty much go.
All right. So we do have a goal by the end of the year to get to 333 subbies. So if you are feel so inclined, why don't you hit the subscribe button and get right on it and tell your friends and whatnot. We do have a single and a jam album coming out. The jam album is actually it's called The Dawn of Jam, and it's just the first 19 episodes of Art of the Jam when it was not even a podcast yet. It was just us hitting record on a voice memo app.
Good old Josh Carter.
Yeah, with the J Carter, and our single Looks Like Threes. So get that. That comes out December 3rd, and the jam album is December 6th. I almost read that. I almost read thumbnail photo. Don't forget thumbnail photo. Guys, don't forget to let me to remind me to get the thumbnail photo after this episode. Anyways, guys, but we in the tradition of Art of the Jam, I have a question for the audience and for our lovely guest and for Space Camp. I guess you can answer it too if you'd like. I'll allow it. But our question for you today is, what is a childhood belief that looking back now makes you feel like a total idiot? Okay, I'm gonna say this first. Santa does not count. Mythical creatures do not count. No unicorns and bullshit like that. It has to be.
What if you believed that your grandpa was Santa Claus?
That's
was.
count. Yeah.
I hate to break it to you, but he was.
He may still be. Yeah. But I will repeat. What is a childhood belief that looking back now makes you feel like a total idiot? I
have the answer for that. Totally. I totally have the answer.
Guess what? We will get to that after the intro. So, that being said...
Intro!
Cue the intro.
Cue the intro! Yep.
That works. I can cut that in. Yeah, we're good. We're back from the intro. If you haven't, if you didn't realize, so we will start here. I'll start here. I got this over the weekend. I want to do this because this is fun. An hourglass, just so I don't have to stare at like a phone screen that has like a timer on it.
Right.
Yeah, and this is fun. So I'll just stare at that the whole time and not at my guests.
The green screen effect would catch that.
You definitely will.
Yeah, you can put water in there. You can put diamonds. Green screen it in there.
Ooh.
Or static.
Dude, you're giving me a ton of ideas, actually. I didn't think of this. I just got it because I thought it was cool. But we're here with the elusive Baub Eis. I don't know if your name like that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's I'm elusive or not.
Dude, I have to say, you are kind of elusive to me. You're an elusive creature. Just because whenever Phantom Sam came on the scene and at the lake, everyone was like, "Oh, Baub Eis is here," and it's like, who the fuck is Baub Eis? And you know what I mean? It's like
Right.
you would just show up places, and I was just like, okay, Baub Eis is here. Who the fuck is Baub Eis for the longest time?
That's a great question.
So, that wasn't a question. No, so let's start here. Let's start with our question here. What's a childhood belief that you feel like an idiot for believing now?
I thought there would be more quicksand. Then I thought quicksand was going to be like I had to really work. I see the movies all this stuff. I thought, man, quicksand. I need to watch out for quicksand.
That's a solid answer.
Totally.
So you have, to this day, you have not encountered quicksand.
Now that's not what I said. Because I actually have encountered quicksand, and it was quite when they were building the new expressway through Osage Beach. Before it was open, we used to ride our mountain bikes up and down, when it was just dirt or whatever. And I can't remember what the deal. We were walking up a side or something, and actually went into quicksand into my waist. I took 2 steps and was boom halfway into my waist. And if it wasn't for I had my bike, so I was able to, use that kind of as a prop to get me out of there and climbed out.
Dude.
But I thought there'd be way more quicksand than that. Out of all my adventures, that's the only time I've had any kind of a quicksand.
Is that the only time you've ever encountered quicksand?
It is. The one and only.
Shit, dude.
That's
So
wild.
that would terrify me.
Instantly, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh god, this is happening.
You know how like you obviously you're a lake goer, but I was like a river rat growing up, like creeks and stuff, and sometimes on the edge of the creek they would have like the mud would get almost like non-Newtonian, like
Right.
what quicksand is technically, and I'd go into like up to my calf and I'd start just panicking. I'm like, dude, what if I go further? So I can't even imagine waist. I would give up if it was up to my waist.
I'm just going to drown it. Screw it.
Yeah, it's like I'm just going to sit here and just go over all the things that I enjoyed about my life, and that's it.
So funny.
It's like, yeah, played a couple shows, loved a woman.
Drown in quicksand.
Yeah, I'm cool. I like coffee. That's cool. Just things like that. Space Camp. What's a childhood belief that, other than your grandpa doesn't fucking count?
Dude,
And he was Santa Claus, just
Yeah.
so you know.
Dude, I literally thought that was
You actually shouldn't feel like an idiot for that one because he is Santa Claus.
shit. No, dang, you go because I gotta think it out. That one, now.
Dude, I write these questions first, and then usually just the first question is the only question I write.
Right.
Just because it's fun, and more so they come out of like curiosity towards other people. Like I'm like, wow, what this made me feel like an idiot. Well, feel like an idiot with me. You know what I mean? But my brothers, I grew up with 3 older brothers, and they convinced me that do you remember the thing where you'd stand in a doorway and you'd push your arms against it and then you'd step out of the doorway and your arms would float? Did you ever do that when you were a kid? Okay, so you stand in a doorway,
Okay.
and your arms are at your side and you like press them against the door frame, right? And you press them really, really hard, and because your muscles are pressing against it, whenever you step out and you let them go, your arms will float up, right? I'll have to show you this later, okay? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't think so.
Dude, whoa! I thought this was going to be more relatable. Okay, Never mind. But the story is I would do it all the time. It was like addicting as a kid. I don't know why.
Right.
And my brothers convinced me that if I did it too much, my arms would keep floating, and they would lift me off the ground until they tore off my body. Okay. I look
So
back,
that didn't happen.
so you can you could probably imagine why I feel like an idiot now. I totally thought that other people did that.
No.
Do you
No, I've never heard anyone ever talk about that ever.
No.
really?
Yeah.
Do you splash water on the hairs on the wall?
Yeah, I do that.
On the shower?
I do that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're back. We're back.
Do you make drawings with them?
What do you mean, like squiggle them?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like try to form things, but I will like I'll do the whole pareidolia thing. Like if it's you splash water on it, and then I'll be like, oh, that looks like a,
Yeah.
you know. Or I mentioned this the other day. There's when you fill up your arms with water in the shower.
Mm-hmm.
You ever do that? And then you just drop all the water.
Not really.
Wow,
I
dude.
do that one.
Wow, dude. Okay, never mind. I do have here on the show. We do an album of the week too, and to go along with childhood beliefs and thinking that you're an idiot, I have this Zeppelin 2 here, and the only reason I feel like we're all. I don't know how you feel about Zeppelin. I'm sure you're a Zeppelin guy, right? To some degree.
I'm not a big Zeppelin guy.
Whoa! Okay, well, that's beside the point. The point being, we're not here to celebrate their music.
Okay.
We're here to celebrate the fact that I grew up thinking this band was the devil because of my parents telling me that Led Zeppelin was the devil.
Right.
My mom was...
Exact opposite.
My mom, we lived wildly different lives,
I know.
think. No, my mom always told me this story where she dated this guy, and they were like Pentecostal or something,
Okay.
and they would like backward mask. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, where you play it backwards.
Yeah, and it'd be like the devil. You're the devil, I think.
Totally.
Baub
Hey,
Eis
fucking
is the devil.
Chicago fucking rules.
Oh shit.
Little Nicky.
Yeah, but no, that was just my little backward masking, devil voices, things like that, fun stuff. But shall we get into you though?
Sure. I'm here. I drove all the way here. We ought to ask me some questions.
We're gonna start with the obvious one here.
Okay.
That I'm always curious about. Nobody seems to know the answer. Why you spell your name that way?
Well, actually, if we want the honest truth, my government name is Robert
Whoa.
the Third. So
Ooh.
my dad's name's Robert. My grandpa's name's Robert, and we had a whole family full of Roberts. And so we had Bob, and Bob. And so I actually, growing up as a kid, I was Bobby and wasn't a big fan of that. And so I like Bob more, and so then I kind of just decided to alternate the spelling. The last name, Eis, that's my God-given name.
That's your actual last name?
That's Ice is my actual last name, yeah.
And it's pronounced that way and
Yes,
everything. Is that like is Ice like a how do I say, like, is it not English? Like,
It's
is it
German, and it's German.
Okay.
And it
I was wondering that.
actually means ice in German. I mean, it's actually
Ice.
ICE and EIS are interchangeable what they mean.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Ich
Yeah.
möchte eine Cola ohne Eis. I like a Coca-Cola without ice. It's like,
Whoa.
so.
Wow.
All right, well, that's the only question I wanted to ask you, so
All
we're
right,
done.
so thanks a lot. Catch you on the next time. 1:15 coming up.
No, so were you? I purposely this show isn't like crazy big or anything. So the people that I have on aren't like I'm not able to like vet them. You know what I mean? There's not infinite knowledge or information online about them, but you seem like there's a little bit more about you online than most people that have been on here. But I purposely didn't vet you because I thought that it would be way more interesting to actually ask you certain questions.
Okay.
You know, and I'm kind of curious just about your history. Like, have you always lived at the lake?
No, I haven't. My dad was in the Navy, So I was born in Hawaii.
Ooh.
So I lived a couple years in Hawaii, and then we moved to Bella Vista, Arkansas. And I went, from age 2 to grade 6 in Arkansas, and then ended up moving to Nebraska in 7th grade, Fall City, Nebraska. My dad's mother had cancer, so we moved there to kind of help with that, and so then we ended up staying there until I got out of high school, and then I ended up going to University of Nebraska after that and graduated from the university in 1992. And then after that, I went on the road for a while with this band, and then it kind of fell through. And then my dad, he took a job at the lake, and he moved down here, and my mom was selling the house and stuff in Nebraska, and said, hey, come hang out with me for a while till your mom gets here, because my sister was up there, and my dad was down here by himself. So I was going to come here for like 6 months. That was my whole plan. And then like you get to the fall and like, I'm probably gonna move, it's winter time, and then you make it through winter, and they're like, well, I made it through winter, I'm gonna have the summer here, and then I'll move next season, so first few years I played this game with my head going, come fall, I'm gonna move, I'm gonna go somewhere else, and then I'd make it through winter and go, nope, I'm staying for another summer. And then I finally just decided I love it here. It's awesome. I mean, I've lived in my house since 1997 is when I got that. So I've been in the same house for a long time. So I don't really want to move again. I got too much musical equipment and too much stuff to have to deal with that in the studio and stuff at the house. So I just love it here.
Yeah.
97?
Yeah, I'm old. Just so you know, I'm old.
Yeah, to put it into context, you graduated at university the year I was born. So,
yep.
That's fun.
That wasn't even a thought.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you enjoy the lake culture? Like, do you like the?
I do because I have a lot of friends now. I've been here for so long. I'm big into mountain biking, so there's a lot of great mountain biking trails. I love being out in the woods and just going out.
Some of your videos.
Yeah, with my glasses. I got my glasses. See, I can just take a picture, you guys.
What the fuck? You fucking cyborg, get out of here with that shit.
Oh. Starts playing music, yeah.
What the fuck are those?
Yeah, it's my Meta glasses.
Whoa, can you make me like a lizard person?
Probably.
Does it have AR on it?
It has AI, yeah, a little bit. I don't mess with AI too much. I just do a lot of I record videos on stage, and because you always think about when you're playing a gig and go, oh man, if I could have taken a picture, this crazy shit that you see on stage, I can just go. I'm either with a bunch of these girls twerking on stage with big girl in bikinis in the summertime twerking. I'm like, I'm getting a picture of that. I'm getting a video of that, and so I just get lots of different. I mean, you can be in the middle of a jam, and I just go like this, and I can record a 3-minute video.
That's cool.
And I do a lot of the mountain biking videos that I post are all recorded with the glasses.
Yeah,
so you don't have to have the giant GoPro in your helmet anymore.
Nope. Just wear the and you have them, and they're actually prescription. So yeah. So
do you know what AR is? Augmented reality, right?
Kind of.
I mean, it's just where it's like it's almost like you could see a computer scrin.
Right.
Kind of on the. It doesn't have that. It's just
correct. There's no visual. It's only audio cues. I have a little light on the inside that'll kind of say that it's recording, or it'll once in a while just give me signals. But it's got a bone conducting speakers that vibrate against your brain that transfers the sound to your brain.
What the fuck?
I'm a cyborg, dude. You didn't tell me.
I don't know.
Cyborg, Baub Eis.
I don't know if I'd trust you now.
That's wild.
That is crazy. It's kind of funny that a lot of the I mean, you said you're old.
Right.
You said it. I didn't.
Correct.
So let's just put that on the record here.
Okay.
But older people seem to be almost like, it may just be me too, but I'm scared. I'm afraid of this shit. But it seems like the older people who you'd think would be more afraid of it are actually implementing it into their lives.
Well, my day job is a computer network engineer and web developer.
Wow.
So I'm just constantly in tech. So
technology
I'm a tech guy. Yeah.
Shit, how'd you get started in that?
My dad bought a computer when I was a kid. We were and had it as business, and I just kind of started messing with it. And then I just kind of was right at the age when we got the Apple II computer at school, and I was like...
Is that the big bubble one? Like, you know what I'm talking about?
No, it was way before that.
Oh, like a Macintosh.
No, like an Apple II.
Shit, baby.
Like way before that. It's so old you don't even know what it is.
Yeah. Well, we had a Macintosh in our classroom, and it had like Paint and Word, essentially. But
Yeah. And the bubble, the ones that were translucent.
yeah,
I still have one of those.
hell yeah.
Do you really?
I actually have I have one of the first Apple laptops ever.
Wow.
Does it still like function?
Yeah, it boots, records, it's got audio. Because I mean, at the time Windows was like all still kind of text dorky based, whatever, and Apple had a GUI, a graphical user interface, way before the PC stuff did. So I was because when I was in college, I worked at the University of Nebraska computer shop for 3.5 years. I did an internship with IBM. I did an internship with Apple. So I was kind of, I was raised in that technology background, and that's kind of why that's where I'm at now.
Shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So do you have your own company, or do you work
I do.
You do?
Ice Computer Service, yeah.
Ice Computer Services. That's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're breaking my brain here a little bit. Because I didn't know a lot of this. So
Well,
now
we're finding that's why we're here. You're here to ask questions.
that's absolutely true.
And at some point, we might talk about music.
I went over this I go over this with all of our guests. So sorry if I repeat myself or I feel like a broken record, but yes, this is technically like a music podcast.
Okay.
But music is about life, right? And music is inherently human. And I want to know what makes you human, not shred and like, you know what I mean?
I'm a cyborg.
You're not human. So
I'm part human. Part
human.
cyborg.
Until you can shoot laser beams out of your arms or some shit.
I can talk to people on my watch, like Dick Tracy.
Oh shit. It's kind of crazy. How do you feel about that? Like when you see all these like sci-fi flicks from back in the day, like Star Trek, and like people like talking on their. Did you ever think that would be a real thing?
Not really. I mean, because I used to have the bag phone for my car, and it cost like $1,400 a month, or I ran up cell phone bills a few times of like $1,400 a month. And you're just like, I'm just talking on my phone, Not now they got cheap plans. Back then they didn't, and I overran my limits a couple times. It hurt really bad to pay it off.
Yeah, you remember? Like I mean, this is way past that, but like paying for minutes on a phone was was wild. I guess you still kind of do. You're a prepaid guy, but yeah. Oh shit! What'd you do?
Yeah, I know. Somebody's calling me. I thought I put it on vibrate. I think I turned it on.
Is it important?
No.
It isn't?
No.
We'll answer it on air.
I can. Hello.
No. Okay. So if you want to talk about music, we can talk about a little bit about music too. So first, I like to start from the beginning. You started in tech at a young age, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So where did music play a role in your childhood? Like,
I started taking piano lessons when I was 6. My grandmother was a organist.
Ooh.
So kind of had a musical background a little bit. My parents didn't really. They loved music, and we had a lot of records and stuff, but they didn't really play music,
Right.
My grandmother did, and then kind of a lot of my periphery family, a lot of those people played music too. So like family reunions was always like a bluegrass jam, and get together and just sit around and they'd all have acoustics, and I had my little cheap Stratocaster, jamming with them, and just so that's just kind of how I got started. And really, I started playing bass guitar before I started playing electric guitar. In I don't know if I was in like high school, middle school, like the vocal groups in the jazz band that have the bass player, I mean, I used to be able to sight read bass guitar music.
Yeah.
It'd take me a while I don't read anymore really, but back then I could just, here's the music, okay, and play the part. And then like when I was 15, somebody needed an electric guitar player, so I switched over to electric guitar, and then kind of went on from there.
Yeah. Did you prefer, like, if you would you have had an issue if you would have just stuck with bass, or were you a bass player striving to play guitar?
I wasn't really. I just they needed a bass player, and I just started doing it. Because if you learn to play piano, you can kind of play other instruments. It doesn't really, it's like you can kind of just, it's like left hand or right hand parts. You can, 10 years of lessons, and music recitals and all that dumb stuff I had to go through. I kind of stopped. I went to stringed instruments and then kind of never really went back to piano.
Yeah. So whenever you would do a recital, did you wear a little tux with a little tail?
No.
And little white gloves?
No, but we had to kind of dress up or whatever. I hated them, and I've flubbed a couple of them up pretty good. Because you had to have the piece memorized, and it's like, sometimes your memory's not as good as you would like it to be.
See, I started on trombone in like 5th grade, and I remember them telling me that if you don't remember it, just act like you're playing. But it was kind of like, what if none of us know what we're doing?
Right.
Yeah, so we would just, because it's really easy to act like you're playing the trombone, It's kind of hard to act like you're playing the guitar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because especially as a guitar player, like you see movies where they're like, obviously, it's like you're not doing anything. But if like somebody's faking a trombone, you're like, damn, they're
my favorite's having a capo on the neck, right, and somebody's hands above the capo. It's like
I've seen that.
That's not gonna work
for sure. Or they're like, it's obviously not a chord. I don't even know how to explain it. We just watched Freakier Friday. I don't know if you remember that movie.
I'm familiar, but it's been a long time I haven't seen it.
Yeah, well, there's a new one and she's playing guitar at the end of the movie, and it's like, you're not at all. Right.
It's called acting. Some people do it better than others, but
so you started playing guitar or bass guitar, and then or piano, then you went to bass guitar, then you went to guitar. What was this? What was the band that? Like, was it just your teenagers or?
Yeah. There was
that you switched over to guitar.
Yeah, there was a couple older. I was definitely the youngest kid in the band because I remember like my first few gigs or what. I mean, I was playing in a bar when I was like 15. Like back in the day, my parents just like I just go to the bar and play a gig and then go home. My parents, okay, he's playing music. It was like back then. It was like, you know what I'm saying. People didn't freak out about that stuff.
But just be back before the street lights come on.
Yeah. Well, no, it was be back after the gig's over because that was midnight, 1 o'clock. In a bar.
Right. See, I that's so wild. Like, you obviously had to have. Did they just let you in, or did they have to like make sure you were a minor?
They didn't even question me.
Oh wow! You look the same. That's why they didn't question you.
I had to. No, but that was back when I had short hair, and it was. I looked a lot different back then.
Do you prefer your long hair?
I do.
Yeah. I always say that now too. I'm like, I don't think I could ever have short hair until it's forcibly taken from me by time.
It's just so easy to take care of, and I just throw it in a ponytail and go. I don't have to.
Right, dude.
I don't need mousse. I don't. Whatever. I gotta get the sides trimmed once in a while, but.
Right.
I call it my Jimi Hendrix little wings.
Your little wings?
My little wings that are sticking out because they need to be trimmed.
They don't you just feather it.
Oh.
Speaking of.
I know. Take those off.
Whoa, do they just shut off whenever they come off?
No, they don't. It's when you close them, they shut off.
Oh.
That way I don't misfire again.
That's nuts.
I see fairly decent. I need those to see when I'm driving and stuff, especially at night.
Or film women twerking.
Yeah.
I'll have to mention this earlier. Whenever you said that, you said tweaking first, and there's a fine line between
twerking and tweaking. Yeah, for sure.
Oh man,
it's just you'd be amazed at the shots you can get, just because you don't have to. Where's my camera? Where's my phone? It's like I'm wearing them. Oh, picture.
Yeah.
And I can say, hey Meta, take a picture, or hey Meta, record a video, and I don't even have to touch them, and it'll start recording.
Huh. That's kind of scary.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Knight Rider.
Yeah.
But their glasses and.
I just like when you're mountain biking. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you don't want to take your hands off the handlebars to do something. You can just say, "Hey, Meta, record a video." And it starts recording.
And then they're like, "Hey, Bob, do a bunny hop." But we always had this joke, and I hope you don't take any. It actually, now that I say it, it did spawn with you. So back in the day when we first did the Homegrown show, and I had Chad and Josh and Les with me at that time. We do this thing now where after every, like, I'll do like reels or like videos or something, and I'll always be like, it's like, now back to you, Bob, with the weather. And that actually came as a joke whenever me and Les were joking around one time about how we were going to go onto your show and just be like, just say your name after everything. I don't know what made it funny, but it was. It'd just be like, back to you, Bob. And then just like, I don't know. But now I do that. I have to thank you for that, actually, because it's kind of your fault that I do that now. And I just thought about it. But you indirectly did that to me. So back to you, Bob, with the weather.
Sorry. Well, we got a high-pressure front moving in from the south. It's going to go round and round. The low pressure from the south is coming up. And we're going to have some atmospheric disturbance here. It's going to cause some snow flurries.
We even have the green screen right there that you could. Well, we have one here, but that would be like an actual, like, you know how weather works.
Oh yeah.
Like, you could just do that. I'll just put weather behind it, like penises.
I do the Thanksgiving Day update. Okay.
Yeah. Don't be a turkey. So, how did you kind of, it's hard to say this because I don't want to inflate your ego, right? Okay. But I do have to say that you do have this persona at the lake as like a quote unquote local legend, right? What do you think kind of put you in that position? You know what I mean?
I've been playing the lake for so long. I mean, like I said, the first Baub Eis band performances kind of started in 1999.
Oh, really?
So
born.
So that makes it 25 years. The Baub Eis band is some iteration. Obviously, it's changed a lot over the time, but it's been the Baub Eis band for 25 years.
Right.
Plus, I've played in other countries. I played the Whiskey A Go-Go in L.A. I played all over the Midwest when I toured with Randall Zwarte band. For a while, the Baub Eis band got put to the side. We never really stopped. But once I started touring with Randall, I was doing those shows because we were on the road a lot. But we'd come back and we'd still do Baub Eis band's shows on the side. So
right.
And I've done. I've done TV. I've done the shootout. I was on the the TV team for 17 years, bringing the race, and I always did all the real-time graphics for that. So I know a lot of the race people and lake people, and and was around when I've played in Party Cove. I've played almost any place you can play. The Horny Toad. I've opened for all kinds of bands out there. Willie Nelson, Molly Hatchet, Air Supply. I opened for No Effects. I've opened for 311. I've just been playing for so long. I think that's where I get, plus the Homegrown show. I've right around 350 shows there. So I guess that's Wild Lake Legend. I guess I don't know. I don't really know. I go out there and play from my heart, and I try to play every show like it's my last show. My biggest fear in life is that, like, you go out and have a half-assed show and don't put any effort into it, and then you just die, and everybody's like, "Oh man, fuck that guy. His last show sucked." It's like, that's not what I want. I want people to just go, "Man, that fucking last show was fucking off the rails," and that's
right.
kind of how I always approach playing music live.
Hell yeah, man, that's cool. Yeah, because like I said at the beginning of the show, it's always like someone's like, "Oh, Baub Eis is here." It's like, what is he? It's like, what tube did he come out of? What comet did he crawl out of? Like, what is the, not in any rude way. I don't want you to think that. But
it helps that I shred on guitar too.
Oh, you do? No, you really do. Yeah, I seen they had not too long ago. Did Charlie Foxtrot closed? Charlie
Yes,
Foxtrot,
yes, they did.
closed. They had like a guitar battle. Didn't
Yeah.
you win that too?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. I was just, because somebody was like, you should go do that. And I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. And then
It was weird, but it was fun.
it was, it was funny because I'm like, I'll probably just get like the floor. Baub Eis will probably wipe the floor with everybody, and then I see the picture of you winning, and I was like, yeah, it's probably.
You're my point exactly.
Yeah. I didn't need to go.
I mean, I didn't know, we didn't know what the format was going to be. We don't, I mean, I've done, over the years, I've done a few of those guitar contests, and they're always just weird, and,
It's a weird format.
In my opinion, music should never be a contest, really.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
And I have an extensive history of being a karaoke judge too.
Oh, really?
Yes, I've done that. I've judged those dumb contests for years, and I've made a lot of money actually being a karaoke judge. You'd be amazed at how much money I've actually made being a karaoke judge.
So what's the process about being a karaoke judge? Like, what do you judge them on? Like, is it actually their singing ability?
Different contests have different criteria, and it's usually 4 or 5 categories and 1 to 5 or 1 to 10, however they want to do it. But it's like stage presence, vocal quality. The movement on stage. They just each contest has different criteria,
Right.
And I've always just, I give everybody a 5 to start with because that's the median. Are you better than the median or are you lower than the median?
Right.
I kind of just go, well, that person's a good singer. That person's a whatever. You just kind of say, well, this person's okay singer. That's like a 5. And then you go, well, how much better are they than that? Some people are like 9, 10, 9. No, that's not me. I'm like 6, 7. I'm giving like lower scores because you can tell people that know how to sing and people that don't. I mean, it's being in the business as long as I have. It's pretty easy to pick that stuff out.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure. That's kind of cool. I honestly can say I've never had any interest in karaoke. But
Yeah,
I've only done it once.
You've done karaoke?
Just once.
Oh my God, I didn't know that. That's funny.
I rocked a karaoke bar in Mexico. We were
What?
Yeah, we were playing down there, and I'm not going to give you all the details, but we played 2 shows down there. We played on a Wednesday and we played on a Friday, and it was we're playing on the beach there or whatever, and it's hot, and it's like you're on stage, and like my beer, every time I drink it, it was warm, because it was hot, and I was just I couldn't get my buzz going, because it's like we'd be drinking all day, but I wasn't drunk. It's like this is dumb. And so then by the Friday show, I figured out I could drink mojitos. The ice could all melt, but I could still drink it, and it was still pretty tasty, right? And then there was someone there at the show that was a friend of mine, and so they had a big party there, and so he was buying tequila shots for everybody. And so his girlfriend was about this tall, and she'd be like, man, I can't drink like everybody else can. It's like, so here, have half of mine. So now I'm drinking shot, plus I'm drinking half a shot, So now I got my buzz going, So we end up, tearing down after the show, went back to the hotel, and then we're like, let's go out somewhere. And it's kind of everything's closed down, and it's I don't know, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning by now, maybe, and there's like there's this karaoke bar open down the street, So we're like, okay, so we go, and I'm just tore up, we go in this karaoke bar, and they're like, hey, you want to sing? I'm like, I'll sing, And I did Soul Man by the Blues Brothers, and I did like the Homer Simpson rendition of it because I'm like, Soul Man. I'm just woo, and I'm like, everybody stood. I got a standing ovation in this place. I mean, it was like everybody went nuts because I was like on super fire, And then after that, they were like, hey, you want to sing some more? I go, no way can I top that performance,
Yeah.
Like I'm just like one and done, and it was a super fun time. That was like my one good karaoke story.
Dude, that's fucking awesome, man. It's like, huh? It's like,
He's just fun to watch.
yeah. Well, normally you associate karaoke with people doing poorly, like
Right.
Just off the top of your head, like.
I didn't say I did good. I just said I had a really great performance. Because
yeah. No, I wasn't saying.
That's the thing, It's like it's all about it's all smoke and mirrors, and it's
Sure.
It's just like, You know, I'm out here dancing around and making moves and getting the audience involved. Other people that sing way better, they weren't doing that, you know.
Dude, I've seen a lot of like even in like actual musicians and bands play that aren't good, but the way that they like the attitude that they bring to the stage, I'm like, I can't stop listening to this. I can't stop watching this.
It's entertainment. Cool. You have musicians and you have entertainers. Some are both, some are one or the other. You know, I mean, it's if people are like, that guy's funny. I mean, he can't sing very good, but he's funny. Well, that's still useful because people like that.
Yeah, for sure. Karaoke in Mexico. What other you mentioned you had been to other countries. What other countries?
Yeah,
have you been to?
I played in 2018. I played in Holland, and my Baub Eis band is playing Germany in 2027. I got one show in Germany, one show in Switzerland.
Ooh.
So we're gonna do those. I got a corner gig. You know, that gets us there, gets all our equipment there. You know, it's paying for all that, and then we're booking a couple other shows on top of that for just like a little mini European tour while we're there. We'll probably just be there 10 days.
That's still a good amount.
So cool.
Yeah,
it's a good amount of days being over there.
Yeah.
Is it? Have you've obviously been overseas, so you're not like afraid.
Yeah, in college I studied German, so I speak German pretty decent. I read it better than I speak it, but I'm not so bad at it. I've been to Germany for 6 times maybe.
Oh.
And I've been to, I've been to a bunch of other, I've been to Austria and France and Italy. And
I want to go to France.
Few other. I'm not a big France fan.
Oui. Sorry.
A big. I was. What is 2025? Last year? 2023. I guess maybe. I went to Austria and went snow skiing in the Alps. So that was a trip for sure.
You lucky bastard.
So, it's you see people go on these trips. They're like, if you know how to do it right, you can travel on the cheap, and you can, you know what I'm saying? I mean, just people go to Mexico. I go to Austria.
I mean, that's honestly, I can't.
You want me to tell you a great Austria story? Or do we not have time?
No, we have as much time as you want.
We got as much green. Look how much green we got left.
I feel like that stopped. I don't know. It didn't, but no, I definitely want to get into your Austria story. I'm gonna take a quick piss though.
Okay.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna run outside and piss in my
I gotta pee too.
We take a 5-minute break.
Yeah, we can do that. We're gonna take a break, guys, and yeah, we'll be back in a second. So, with a story about Austria.
Welcome to the jam portion of the show. I haven't done this in a while because the past couple guests we've had on here haven't done the jam or they don't
I can
jam.
have a heart of the jam and not have a jam.
Well, Jordan Bowers said at the beginning after he chugged that cup of sugar, he was like, I also have terrible self-confidence. I think that may have been it, but also I don't think we have time. I also have a lot of people on here that aren't musicians as well, so it's like, like I have, artists or songwriters that whatever. But we're just going to do a freestyle jam today, and obviously if you've been watching the show, you know that this would be in the middle, right smack dab in the middle of the show, probably where our break was. We got the elusive Baub Eis. I keep saying elusive, and I'm gonna stick with it. You can't tell me not to. So, you wanna fucking fight about it? Let's do it. I'm kidding. But
we'll shred about it.
Yeah, I don't know how you approach this, but we'll just
pick a key and just start jamming. I'll follow along or something.
All right, and we'll try to just
improvise.
Yeah. But I'm saying like we'll try to accompany you, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Because you're the guest, so let's okay, at least pick major or minor.
What's it?
You give me the first chord.
We'll go with A.
Relative to me or to you, or do you 2.5 step?
I mean, I can play half. I can play half step off, whatever. Whichever's easier for you.
kill switch. Yours is honestly way cooler than mine. Everything mine has going for it is the googly eye.
Yeah.
But you get the full telegraph thing. You build those yourself?
Yeah. Well, not the keys.
But you get those antique and you actually...
That's wireless MIDI controllers. It controls my pedal board.
Oh shit. Okay.
I can tune. I can move my lyrics page either way. I can switch my vocal processor. I can control everything on my. I can go from clean to dirty by clicking this button.
You're a cyborg in every way of the sense.
Dude, that's the cool.
That's the cool. That's
fucking wild.
I'm actually, like I've seen these before. I mean, that's cool that you wire them in, but I've never seen this shit.
Yeah,
That's
so these
cool
are
as fuck.
5-way MIDI switches, up, down, left, right, and push in, and then each function has single click, double click, triple click, hold, release. You can set all those MIDI commands. So my pedal board's all MIDI, so I can.
Is it like an effects processing? Like, is it like a Helix type of vibe?
Yeah. I got one of the little Helix stomps, just a tiny little box.
That's cool.
I got a vocal processor, and that's about all that I got on there. Really, I got my wireless, obviously.
That's so cool.
And it's like my iPad, right? I have a display thing that's on my pedal board, and it's my MIDI controller. So my iPad everything talks to it. So, but I have like my songs, but then I have all like which setting I want on my guitar, which setting I want on my vocal processor. All that's linked into the lyrics. So if I change my song, whatever, it'll just go and it'll rechange all my pedal settings to what I want.
Cool.
Because typically what happens is, right, because I've got 3 snapshots, snapshot 1, snapshot 2, and snapshot 3. And they kind of like quiet, little gain a little bit, and I got to rock out. I got my 3 settings.
Yeah.
So at the end of the song, I'm rocking out, right? I'm all ready. Okay, next song, go to the next song. It's still on that lead channel, right? When I fucking switch my lyric, it goes boom and resets it to what I want. So I'm not, because like a lot of times I'll start playing the song, it's like, it's all metal on the. You know what I'm saying? The lead sound needs to be in the rhythm sound, so the MIDI channel will just switch it over for me.
For sure, dude. That's cool as shit. Now, what's the plug that's hanging out of there?
That's just my wireless.
Oh, okay.
I just don't have.
I literally was sitting here and I was like,
here.
oh, okay. So I was sitting here and I was like, as we were jamming.
Everything's permanently attached to the guitar. Shit don't come off, so that's why.
That's fucking awesome.
You know.
The MIDI controller is the coolest
Yeah,
thing
that's
I've ever
what got me,
seen.
dude. I was like, yeah.
That's rad, dude. I guess I've never seen somebody.
It's so
that has-
piratey.
Yeah, I mean, I made this whole guitar.
I think it's fucking cool.
There's like 20 packages in my front yard. I'm like, all right.
Christmas came early.
Well, she makes a lot of art and stuff, so it's like,
always been there.
dude, it doesn't. Yeah, I didn't get to stick it yet. It came on my
He
pedal.
had me. You got a gaslight.
Gaslight. What was that?
Yeah, I mean, pretend like you could have pretend like it was there the whole time.
I ain't about gaslighting nobody, dude. Even if it's for the comedy.
Got any more coffee over there?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You know what? Fuck it. We're back from the little break here. We're getting a little more coffee, and then we're going to get into Austria. I do have to say, whenever you're done pouring that, will you grab me that little one?
Shit, I just thought of that as you were pouring it.
Yeah. The little one is a special coffee. I forgot what it's called, like Wonder Brew or something.
Right.
I don't know what it is. Wonder Coffee. I got it at an antique store. It's new, though. It's not an antique.
Right.
But it's pistachio flavored.
Did you really?
I mean, it was a coffee booth. It wasn't like antique coffee.
It's still funny though.
But I only made a little bit of it in case it fucking sucks. But if you're welcome to try some pistachio coffee if you want to.
I'll try it when I drink this down.
I'm only gonna pour a little bit of it, but
French press, nice.
yeah, I got a little one. It actually, our rule is, me and my fiance's rule, if you can see through it, it's not fucking strong enough, and I can see through it, so I don't think I fucking did it right. But
Mine is if you put a fork in it, it should stand up.
that's a better one, dude.
Oh wow.
Cowboy coffee.
Yeah.
You know that's what we should do for the road now.
Just make mud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, what was it? I make like little shots of espresso sometimes out of like instant espresso powder.
Right.
And the other day I put a little less water in it than I should have, and it was like soup in my mouth, and I was like, I'm not above this. I like this, but not strong enough. Tastes like fucking shit. It does. It absolutely does. I ain't gonna
This
lie.
coffee right here is quite excellent. You should try some of this.
It's Folgers Colombiano, and yeah, that's my go-to. That's my standard. I just
it's
like
pretty
we went and got a couch in Springfield, and we went to that Relics. I don't know if you've ever been to Relics. I don't know if, in Springfield.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. It's beside the point. Austria, though. What the fuck? Tell me about this Austrian story.
So I tell you a pretty funny story. So my buddy Brian Bolton, he's kind of my travel buddy. We kind of he was a friend of Randall Duarte when I toured with him, and I met him when we played the Whiskey A Go in L.A. So
I don't know.
we just travel a lot. He's gone to Mexico, and we went to Iceland and Germany, someplace together. So we go and ski. They go skiing in Austria every year.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. That's the hissing I was talking about.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
apologize.
Yeah, no, it's
Trying to figure out what it is.
Doesn't seem like it's this one. So, anyways, he's got friends in Germany and stuff. So we flew over there to Austria and go skiing. And all these guys are German friends. They've been skiing since they're this tall, you know. And Brian's a pretty good skier and stuff. And I'm like, kind of just an okay skier at best.
Yeah.
Especially we're skiing the slopes where they filmed the James Bond movie, you know.
Oh,
So
no
I'm
shit.
like, I'm not the best skier. And so like the first day we were there, because it was like, you know, the altitude is like, I got on the slopes and I had trouble because it was too much altitude. I wasn't getting enough oxygen. And they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, I can't breathe. You know what I need? So I had to take the snow jet ski of shame down the mountain, you know. So at
Snow jet ski.
snowmobiles, whatever.
Yeah.
So anyways, they
I like yours better. So.
they have like a little a restaurant at the bottom of the mountain. You're not quite all the way to the bottom of the mountain, but it's like kind of the last stop before you get down to where the hotels and stuff are. And you know, they have live music, and you know, from like 4 to 8 they have a band, and people are dancing on the tables, and all the Germans drunk. We're drinking these shots with pieces of pear in them, a little Austrian flag, and getting all drunked up, having a good time. You know, of course, we have to stay until the band's done, you know. So by the time we actually get out of there, there's hardly anybody left, just, you know. So I'm trying to find my skis, you know, and I'm not finding my skis. My name's taped on the, you know, the front of them, so I know, because they're rental skis, you know. And so I'm like looking around, no luck on the skis. I'm like, damn it. So I ended up having to take the snow jet ski of shame down the rest of the way down the mountain, you know, because they've got like a little cart. All the drunks that drink too much, the thing, they can take them down. They can't ski down the mountain. They got a thing where you put your skis in there, and they'll take. It's just not very far to get down to the bottom of the mountain, you know. So I had to take the snow jet ski of shame. So now it's like either the next night or the night after that, right? And we're in this bar late night, and it's really cool. It's like a basement, and it's all brick, and it's, you know, dark, it's German, you know, whatever. And we've got our two German friends with us, and Brian Bolton. And so, you know, my German's pretty decent, but Austrian dialect's a little different.
Yeah.
You know, it's not quite the same. It's similar, but, you know, if you're hearing it, you're not used to, it's like, you know, it's like speaking Southern. You know, people that speak Southern, they sounds different than people from the North. So
it's like Mexican Spanish and Spain Spanish.
Yeah, it's exactly right. So we're in this bar, and this guy comes up to me and starts talking to me, and I'm like, hey, you know, and he keeps talking to me, and I'm like, I'm not following him very good. So Papa Bear, my friend, he's like, so this guy's like talking, and then Papa Bear's telling me in German, you know, high German, and so he's telling me the story. So it turns out, this guy was the guy that found my skis, right? Like, he had found them and turned them in. He was the snowmobile driver, and just remembered me, and was kind of coming over to say, hey, you know, I found your skis. I'm like, oh, cool. So we're just talking, whatever, and Papa Bear's translating, kind of, you know, whatever. And so he walks off, and I tell the bartender, I go, hey, can I buy that guy? You know that guy? I go, can you buy that guy a drink? And he goes, you want his phone number?
What?
Like I was trying to ask him out or something.
Yeah.
He's like, "Do you want his phone number?" I'm like, "No, the guy found my skis. I just want to buy him a fucking drink." And everybody's laughing because it's like thinking I was trying to pick up on this guy, and I was like just being thankful. I don't know. It's a pretty funny story, I think.
That's hilarious, dude.
Hey, man, was he good looking?
I don't even remember. I don't think so. he was a snowmobile jet ski driver, so.
Hey,
Yeah.
man, you'd take me on a jet ski ride. Or
So, but anyways, it's just a funny story.
That's
that
awesome.
is good. No, so Mexico, karaoke in Mexico,
Yeah.
losing your skis in Austria.
Yeah.
You got to have one more. Trifecta. You got any other crazy?
Well, I partied on the Berlin Wall in 1989 when the Berlin Wall came down. I actually chopped
A piece of the.
piece of the wall. Yeah. So that's
Oh,
pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. Yeah.
And I met Mr. T on the trip too.
Like the Mr. T.
The Mr. T. Yeah.
Hitting fool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I'm about a foot taller than him. I mean, he looks like he's super big and whatever. But you see me standing next to him, I'm like, I tower over the guy.
Really?
Yeah, it was when I was in college, I was studying German, and I did a winterim trip where you go to Germany for, I think we went for 3.5 weeks, and you study German, and then you live with a host family for a while. So I did that. It just happened to be when the Berlin Wall was coming down. So we spent New Year's 1989.
What's a host family?
It's a family that just they'll take a student. It's like exchange,
Oh,
like
okay.
exchange
Okay.
students. So I was like, I live with a family that agreed to take in a foreigner,
Yeah.
and you kind of learn the family life and learn to speak a little better.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So
I always wanted to do that when I was in high school, but I didn't know what country I wanted to go to.
I've just always, my family's German. Because I actually went one time. I went over there and I went to there's this history place in Hamburg, which was like the biggest port. So anybody that came from Europe to the United States came through Hamburg, and so I went there and there's like a service you can pay them and they'll research your family name. I mean, we know my great grandpa came over here, and we know when they got here and stuff, but we don't know anything past that.
Yeah.
So most of those records got destroyed in World War II, so they couldn't find anything, because a lot of your last name would be like Eisenberger, right? And then you'd come to the United States and you drop the burger and just be Ice.
Isn't that just like to assimilate, like
Yes, yeah,
to make it easier?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So I know, because like I managed a restaurant for like 10 years. I worked for a Taiwanese man and a Chinese lady, and they had to like pick new names coming over here.
Right.
Like 'cause
Bill and Susan.
Bruce and Mary.
There you go.
actually.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was kind of funny because their last name was Lee. Well, over there, their first name is their last name. Yeah. And his name was Lee. He was just this tiny little Taiwanese man, and when he came over here, he named himself Bruce Lee. So he was trying to deter people from fucking with him.
Right.
But it's like if you see him, you're just a tiny little Taiwanese.
You are not
man.
Bruce Lee.
Yeah, for sure. You can cook like if Bruce Lee was a cook and not a kung fu master. Actually, he wasn't that great at cooking either. It was a terrible restaurant, I'm gonna be honest. Yikes! But Hamburg, is that's not like the? What am I trying to think? Like, no, Hamburg is where the Beatles thing was, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's Hamburg, I think. Yeah.
That is what you're talking about. Oh yeah. So you toured with the Randall Zwarte band, right?
Yeah. I played with Tommy Two-Tone too.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
Yeah, I
That
seen
was-
that. He's the dude to the number song. I don't know.
8675309.
Yeah.
Yep. I
Hell yeah.
played a bunch of shows with him,
Yeah.
which I always call him the ghost of Randall Zwarte because of how we met or whatever. Because Randall died of cancer during COVID. They'd only allow 10 people to go to his funeral.
Oh.
And so, and he has 13 brothers and sisters, or 12 brothers and sisters, 13 total. And he can only have 10 people come to his funeral. And
That's
so,
fucked up.
Yeah, and
kinda.
that was like in April, March of that year, and so then in
That
October.
was right when it happened, too.
Yeah. So in October, they finally decided to do this Celebration of Life thing up in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So they had they had some of the old band and some of the new band, because Zwarte had been around for a long time, and so they threw this thing together, and we put a show together. And so we came up 2 days before the event and ran through the songs with the lineup that we had and worked the show out or whatever. And so there was this one song, and I'm not gonna be able to think of what the name of the song is, but it was a Tommy Two-Tone song that Randall always loved to do. And so somebody paid Tommy to come and do this show with us, and we learned the two songs. Obviously, Jenny 8675309, we learned that. So he came in and sat in and did the two songs with us. And so then after the show, we all went out drinking, and so it's apparently he doesn't drink like the Lake Boys do, because he got all tore up. And I more or less ended up carrying him back to his hotel and pouring him in his room, and then we just became friends after that, and we're just like, hey, you want to do some shows? Like, okay. And we just, because obviously we played together on stage that night, but that was the first time. So it's always because Randall always seemed to set his kids up. Like he's got the trailer business for his son, and he seemed to set everybody up, for life. And so that's how he set me up, was that I ended up getting to be friends with Tommy Two-Tone.
That's
Tommy
cool
Two-Tone
shit.
calls me and shit. Oh, it's Tommy Two-Tone. Okay, all right. So that's kind of a crazy thing, Oh, Tommy Two-Tone sleeping on my couch. Like, how'd this happen?
So, and now he texts you in the middle of the night. He's like, "You up?"
Dude, yeah.
You want his number?
Yeah. And he's just sitting there twisting his hair. No.
Well, he'll if he when he's in St. Louis or whatever, he'll call me and say, "Hey, come down to the show" or whatever. So.
Hell yeah. Is that the only quote unquote famous person you're personally friends with?
I'm friends with Tab Benoit. I played with him a few times. His bass player Corey Duplichet, I'm pretty good friends with him. Who else? Chubby Carrier. I've jammed with those guys. I mean, they're not super famous or whatever, but Chubby Carrier and the Bayou Swamp Band, Louisiana band that plays here once in a while. See who else. I'm trying to think who else. I mean, that's more or less it. Anybody famous?
So,
I mean, I've opened for a lot of people, but
So you play at all these. Do you predominantly just play the lake nowadays?
No, not predominantly. I mean, 2 weeks ago we played at the Enterprise Center in St. Louis for the Blues game.
Oh yeah,
We usually do that a couple times a year, and then we're playing at Redfish Bluefish in St. Louis on December 5th. So
I know that place.
So the weekend after next or whatever, we're down there. That place is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we play in St. Louis sometimes, but February we're in Eureka Springs. I mean, we play Kansas. We play Kansas, Nebraska. I mean, we play the Midwest. I mean,
Where are you playing in Eureka?
Chelsea's.
Yes. That's literally our favorite places.
I love that place.
I love that fucking place.
I've played a bunch of different places down there over the years, but the last 10 years, whatever, we've been playing Chelsea's.
One of the best things we've ever heard was from that place.
Oh yeah, we don't really say it that much on the show, but we were after our show. They have street food, down
the taco place,
yeah,
right off down the hill. Oh,
and
yeah.
he was like, "I'm hungry," and so we loaded out. We got the van loaded up and everything. And before we left, we were walking down to go for him to get some tacos or whatever it was, and there's this girl. First of all, when we were packing up, there was this girl that was just she was so drunk that you're like you don't know how to even be nice to her,
right?
Because she's just you're gonna treat your fans that way or something shit. And it's like, what are you I haven't even said a word. What are you talking? She was it was out there, yeah,
right.
Gone. And then she's down the road later in front of this taco place because everything's starting to close and
right,
everybody starts stirring around in the street, and she's shaking her ass. She's in a really tight sequin dress, short skirt, and she's twerking, not tweaking, twerking on the fence. And this guy is driving down the road, and he stops and he leans out his window and he goes, "Hey girl, you poop with that butt?" And I don't know why, but it was the funniest fucking thing.
We didn't get taco. I didn't get taco.
Yeah, we didn't even get food. We just left.
Yeah, dude.
We just went back to the van and laughed. It was great.
We were like, we gotta go hang out with that guy. Like,
Yeah.
like he like rolled the window down and it was just.
Yeah.
It was there was you couldn't make that up. Like
Most people have the high school crush that got away, the one that got away.
Right.
That guy was not a high school crush, but he was the one that got away because I just wanted to be friends with that guy. I don't know why. He was just super funny. But so, how did the Homegrown show come up? Like, how did you get that gig?
Well, originally it started out Kevin Burns and Penny Lauer started the show originally, and they did it for a little while, and then Kevin ended up leaving the radio station, and they called me and said, "Hey, we got this new guy. He doesn't know any bands. Can you kind of help him get started, getting some bands for the show?" So I said, yeah. So I kind of helped feed him and get him started doing the show. And then he ended up leaving the station. And so I was just like, I could do the Homegrown show. And they said, well, we want you to do 3 shows, and then we'll decide after that. And so I did the 3 shows. I mean, I did 3 shows before they ever aired them, And so I did the 3 shows, submitted them, and they said, yeah, you're good to go. And I've been doing it ever since.
That's badass. And then the everything like the actual like TV like live show that we did. I don't know how long it doesn't matter. But was that just in the deal? Like did they or was that come
as
after?
As far as the like the Homegrown music, the Homegrown Fest, or
yeah, the thing that we did at Dog Days.
Yeah, the Homegrown Fest.
Yeah. So that just was part of the deal.
Well, no, that actually, Luke Hagedorn used to be the manager there, and him and I were in a powwow, and we just said, oh, well, wouldn't it be cool if we could do a feature the Homegrown show and do live, original bands, because most places at the lake don't do original bands.
No, it sucks.
So kind of was like, hey, we'll do this thing, and so we got the radio station on board, and he got Dog Days on board, and so he kind of dealt with the getting because there's the beer and wine and the alcohol distributors, to go in, and he handled kind of the charity side of that, and then I dealt with getting the bands organized and getting all the music part of it taken care of. So it was Luke Hagedorn and I were the ones that really he had a lot to do with it.
I'm kind of glad that you mentioned the original band thing, because I was kind of curious as to your thoughts, like someone who has lived at the lake for as long, you know it's a tourist trap, obviously. It's dominated by the cover band.
Yeah.
Right. What are your thoughts, and what what efforts have you or how do I word this? Like, would you prefer there to be more original music at the lake?
I would for sure. I just get so burnt out on these cover bands. I get burnt out to the click track bands. People who play in the click tracks and have the keyboard parts and have some backup vocals. Oh, those guys are so awesome. Yeah, everything's pre-recorded. Baub Eis band's no pre-recorded. There was a phase there where we did some looping and stuff, but that was all done live. We haven't done much of that here lately, but it is what it is. It's live. We do a lot of blues. So that's got to be real. It's got to be real. It's the backing tracks is just. I think it's dumb. It doesn't feel. It's like I could listen to it. Sounds exactly like the record. Yeah, I don't want to listen to the record. I want to hear a live band.
Yeah,
for sure.
And Donna's Ice House, out on Y Road, they promoted original bands for a long time too. And Donna's had some health issues, so there's not much going on out there anymore. But for a while, she was kind of the only other place that really would kind of push original bands. And the thing too is. To do original band show, you usually have to have 2 or 3 or 4 bands, because bands don't have 4 hours of originals. They have 45 minutes, 40, 35 minutes, 45 minute sets of originals. So you got to do a show, you got to have multiple bands.
Yeah, you got to have a full bill going on.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
So obviously, if the Homegrown Festival was kind of wrapped up in the whole deal, or your was that like your effort to bring original music to the scene, or was
Yes, totally.
Yeah, because we've missed out on so many opportunities. We don't really play the lake anymore
Right.
because of that reason.
And in all reality, we're kind of finding that too, that we're too big and we're too rowdy and rambunctious. We do good in venues that like live music, you know. Or
Yeah, we're fucking loud,
if you're
too.
if you're trying to eat dinner in front of us, that's not our place. We don't, you know. And it sucks because we used to play so much. I had a blues singer for, I don't know, was in the band. Rich Robin was in the band for 10 years, so we do a lot slower, some slower blues, and it was okay. You know, it was okay. But now we kind of really, you know, with Joey in the band, and we got a harmonica player, Steve Clarkson, now, and so we're definitely rock it up more than we used to, I would think. And after Rich left the band, I started singing, so then we've kind of had to like kind of dial the band into the songs that I can sing. You know, 'cause
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't consider myself a singer. I'm a utility guy that kind of got stuck in the position of having to be the singer because, like, you know, I'm like, well, I can't sing as good as Rich. And they're like, yeah, we don't. Do you sing $50 more in my pocket a night better? You know, it's like we make more money because we're not paying for that guy. You know, so
Hey, don't forget Mexico though. If you're saying you're not a good singer, don't forget your karaoke in Mexico.
That's right. Well, I really attribute that to my dancing skills.
No.
I mean, I think I've gotten better, you know, because really the first time I ever did a full show as being the lead singer, because I kind of went from like, I sang one song a night, and then I went to sing one song a set, and then I went to sing a couple songs a set, and then I went to singing half the songs in a set. And then we were in Eureka Springs at Chelsea's playing on Friday, and this big snowstorm was coming in up north, and the band they had on Saturday was supposed to be there from Nebraska, and they couldn't make it because of the snowstorm. I said, can you guys play a second night? And Rich had another gig, so he couldn't do it, but it was me and KP and Taz. I said, well, if you got nobody, we'll work, you know. And so it was like, that was really my first time of like going, okay, I have to sing the entire night. You know, now I feel a lot more comfortable because I've got more songs I can sing. But back then it was like stretching it, singing some songs I didn't normally sing. And so that Chelsea's was the first time I ever sang a whole show myself.
Now, in the Baub Eis band, are you the like sole writer? Or do you guys all write when you play originals? Or
you know, over the years, I mean, because when John Marcy was in the band, him and I wrote a lot together, and I've been writing a lot here recently. I want to, because, you know, we got this German thing in 2027, so I got to have a new release before then. So I've been kind of writing a bunch, and so hopefully over this winter we'll be able to start tracking some of that.
That's cool.
You know, I got the obviously been in the house. I got the studio in the basement and stuff, and so I need, because, you know, I need a new release. So that's kind of the plan.
How long's it been since you've had a release?
Well, I mean, Randall Zwarte has a new release that I'm on that hasn't been released. That it was basically Randall asked me to come because I stopped playing with Randall, some political whatever. I stopped playing with him for a while, and then when he got sick, and he was like, "Hey, he goes, I got most of these tracks done, but I need lead guitar tracks on them. You know, will you do them?" I'm like, yeah. Well, then he ended up dying. So I figured, well, I'm not going to do those, you know. And then, I don't know, it was a month maybe after he passed away, his wife called me. Or no, the studio actually called me and said, hey, you know, Daria called and they want to finish the record and Randall wanted you to do these parts. So, you know, I ended up driving to Omaha and cutting all the tracks. And then we've kind of had an issue with, you know, in reality, the design of the album cover, because Brian Bolton, he did the last 3 albums, and we kind of thought he should do that artwork just because he has done the other releases. But then his daughter, she wanted to do since it was the last one, she wanted to do the album cover, and we don't have an album cover, so it's, I don't know. and there's really great tracks on there.
Yeah.
And then John Marcy and I record some. I mean, he's got a bunch of tracks. I'm working on re-releasing like my first cassette that I did when I was in my college band, the Demagogues. And because I actually had the half inch, or no, it was a inch tape. It was do 8 tracks. I have the original studio tracks, and I was able to get those bounced to digital. So I was going to remix the whole
That's cool.
album, and then there was some live stuff, and I was going to re-release that plus some of the old live stuff that I had recorded. You can throw it in Pro Tools and clean up the background noise and cue out some of that stuff. So I've been wanting to do that, and so hopefully maybe over this winter I'll get to that too.
Hell yeah, man.
That's awesome.
I don't know how long this has been up. Oh.
I'm
Sorry.
gonna shock you.
It's the static from the electricity that's in there from the green screen.
It's not going to show up in the green screen. Well, it should. I don't know. This never does for some reason. I don't know why, but
What does it? Oh.
this this definitely will, and this obviously does. But
Yeah.
shit. Well, I mean, the only thing that I have prepared, other than that, we've covered a lot, don't you think?
I think so.
I do have a fun game. If you'd like to end the show with playing a fun game.
Sure. It's your show. I'll do whatever.
All right.
I'm here.
Well, this is the segment of the show I like to call Phantom Sam and the Fictions, okay? This is the segment of the show, for those of you guys who do not know, where over the course of the week or the past 2 weeks, it doesn't matter, one or if not both of us will come up with a short list of fictitious band names, and we will decide what genre of music they would play and what band they would open for, real band they would open for, or be on a bill with, whatever we can think of and whatever makes us laugh and is fun.
All right.
Does that sound like something that...
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Fictitious band name, number 1. And I will disclaimer, some of these are funny, some of these are not funny. Some of them I just am like, that actually make a cool band name. But fictitious band name number 1, Church Kit. Kit, yeah.
Okay.
Church Kit. What kind of band do you think Church Kit would be? And obviously, you can weigh in on this too.
Neopunk.
Neopunk?
Church kid, church kid, church kid.
See, I wouldn't even have thought. I was thinking some kind of like indie.
Because it wouldn't be a religious band, because a religious band wouldn't call itself Church Kit. It would have to be something crazy that's like, oh, we're gonna be Church Kit. That'll be really funny.
Solid, yeah. Okay, so if they're neopunk, what real life band do you think they would open for? Say this band comes to town and they need a local support to open for them. And that local sport is Church Kit. Who would they open for?
Church Kit. Who would they open for? Well, first of all, we don't really have any punk bands play around here, other than you go to St. Louis or Kansas City. So I don't know any really local punk bands. I know some bands that said they're punk, but they're definitely not punk.
So what if like Danzig came to town? You know what I mean?
Would Church Kit open for them?
I don't know. That's for some reason. That's all I can think of for some reason. Is like.
It's like are they Norwegian?
I don't know.
Norwegian death metal.
We are Church Kit. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what do you think, Space Cam? You think?
I think
like that's always my go-to answer in this game is Danzig or Gwar.
Gwar.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't say Gwar.
Yeah. No, we had to ban that from being used in this game
because it's like too many. Use it too many times. It's
Yeah,
out.
we did, dude.
No more Gwar.
Dude, there was one time somebody.
But yet here we are talking about Gwar again.
Yeah. Well, a buddy of ours that came on the show recently, he had never like watched the show, so he didn't know that was a thing, and he actually was like, "I think they'd open for Gwar," and it's like, what are you fucking talking about? Get off the show,
right?
You know. But no, Church Kit. What do you think, Danzig? Or what do you think? Do you think? What's a big neo-punk band?
Well,
other than like
they don't always put. I mean, you'll have on a punk bill, you'll have a lot of different punk styles. You know, it's not like they're just all neo-punk or they're right.
It's
like
what's the biggest other than like like there's like obviously like the Ramones or the
No Effects.
How about that? They're no okay. So say there's a 3-band bill. Danzig and No Effects are touring together for some reason.
And Church Kit's open for them.
Yeah, but who's the feature act and who's the headline out of those two?
I would say probably No Effects would be second. I don't think they would probably play with them because they're bigger than that. Or they
right.
I mean, obviously they retired, but I made it to the last show.
Oh hell yeah!
In California, the very very last No Effects show. I opened for those guys in 1991, and so it was. I was like, I've been a fan ever since. I didn't know who they were till we opened for them. I'm like, these guys are awesome. And so then I was like, I'm going to the very very last show. So I went out to L.A. and saw them out there. It was awesome.
Well, shit, maybe you're the feature act for No Effects, and Church Kid is opening up for you.
Yeah, bring it on, Church Kid.
No, yeah, that name came from a guy that was telling me about his drum set. He's like, yeah, because it was like an old like 60s model drum kit. He's like, it was an old Church Kit. I was like, somebody give me a pen. I got to write this down. And so that's where that came from. But fictitious band name number 2, and we only have 3, so we're already there. But Church Kid, fictitious band name number 2, Demon Trafficker.
Demon Trafficker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Get into Flash.
Because I feel like it is inherently metal sounding.
I think it's definitely a polka band.
Polka? Ooh, like metal polka.
Yeah,
like
metal.
some sort of like.
Not metal polka, straight ahead polka, accordion. And...
Oh, so it's okay. Oh, I forgot what that one. There's like a jazz band, New Orleans jazz band, and they have like a wild name that you'd hear it and you're like, this is a death metal band, but they're not. They play like soft jazz.
Right.
So I feel like that's the same type of vibe. It's like just a polka band.
Yep.
Okay, so you're making the bill hard though.
Yeah.
Who do you think they would open for?
Just about anybody with a lineup like that.
Weird Al.
Weird Al. Weird Al's coming to the lake. You know that,
Dewey
right?
Cox.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep. And
next year.
And what's his Puddle's Pity Party's opening for.
Dude. Okay. I'm in. I'm totally down. Dude, I might go. Dude, where are they playing?
The amphitheater.
Oh, at the amphitheater.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I gotta go see that.
Oh yeah, I would love to see Weird Al.
Yeah, fuck. Demon Trafficker's opening for them.
Yep, there you go.
Puddle's Pity Party and Weird Al.
Yep.
That's awesome. Fictitious band name number 3, Chainsaw Whoopee. Yeah. I got this.
They all dress up like Whoopi.
They'd have to open for Jackal probably.
Oh yeah.
The chainsaw,
Okay.
it's like the chainsaw fest.
Dude, okay. So then they would just kind of be in line with that hair metal type of vibe.
Yep.
Okay. Chainsaw Whoopee, I don't know if you ever were a horror movie guy, but I got that from what was it? Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Right.
The one where the sheriff comes to town and he has like it's the cheesiest one. They're all cheesy, but it was the cheesiest one. And he's like chainsawing the hot girl, or not chainsawing her, but like getting like almost edging, and she's like hot, you know what I mean? And she's like, her legs are spread and she's like climbing up the wall and he's just like doing that. I'm like, he's just chainsaw Whoopee. I don't even, you know what I mean? Whoopee as in like intercourse,
Correct.
coitus. Yeah. But
I'm familiar with Whoopi.
well, that's the story. I like to give the backstories to them because they're almost as funny as
Right.
But I guess we can wrap up there. That's a good part to
Chainsaw Whoopi.
Chainsaw Whoopi. He's not unfamiliar with Whoopi. So we do have a mantra for this show, and we are going to live with cause and leave results to the great law of the universe. We are going to pass each and every day in careful contemplation, patient, and all the while remaining present in our lives. So after this episode is over, go outside. It's a little rainy, but still go outside, touch some grass, pet your wife, kiss your dog, whatever order you want to do that in. Yeah, Space Camp.
Stay funky, y'all.
Guys, thank you, Baub Eis, for being here today.
You bet. Chainsaw Whoopee.
Chainsaw Whoopee.
That's the
Without further ado, we have brought to you
Art of the Jam.
Art
of the Jam.
of the Jam. Thank you again, Bob.
You bet.
Back to you with the sports. I don't know.
Back with the weather.
Shit. What time you got on there?
7:06.
Oh, do you have time?
Do a jam?
Yeah.
As long as it's not fucking tape side long.
Oh, they're not supposed to be that long. But unless you don't have time, or do you?
I got time.
Okay.
I brought a guitar.